Hello, 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 and welcome to The Conversation with Stevie. I am Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills, and this is the place where we uncover the why behind what people do. I am super excited to be able to help Christian women get seen and get paid online and offline too, and I do that because I think that it's our birthright. So today we get to talk to an extra special person. Super excited to have her back here with us. Nicole, how are you?
I am awesomely amazing. Thank you, Dr. Stevie. How are you today?
Doing good. Thank you so much for asking. I love that. Awesomely amazing. Yes. So,
yes.
Please do go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with you. I just love saying I'm awesomely amazing. And when I talk to people, I love the energy that it generates in them. I had a guy one time who came to tow my car, and he's like, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm awesomely amazing. He was like, really? I was like, yeah. He was like, I said, how are you? He said, I'm just living the dream.
Wow. I love it. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Nicole Jazara Bradley. I write under the pen name Jazara, which means Blessed Princess. I love to write. I have always loved to write. It is something that I feel is my my gift, one of my gifts in life, and I just love it. I don't take it for granted, and sometimes it's just really common to be able to go into a room with music and candles and just write. It's like really like a stress reliever for me sometimes.
I love that. Yes. Writing is therapeutic. And so tell us about the things that you do write.
I write inspirational fiction, and I write urban fiction as well. I've written 2 religious books. Never would have made it a testimony of what God has done in my life. And the other books have been in the fiction genre, but they all pretty much have a message to them. I don't beat people over the head with a theme. So the theme really, I've noticed, gets across to people, but in a real subtle way. By the time they get the theme and the message, they're like, wow, I didn't realize I was going to take that point away from this book. And so I think it's really cool when they're able to get the message. And then a lot of times they've come up with other messages that have seemingly been personal to them. Like one time, Dr. Stevie, in my book, Love Don't Live Here Anymore, there was a married couple that were going through some things, but this lady who read the book, she said what she took away from the book, and by no means do I judge anybody's situation. Whatever you do, that's your business. But she had been living with this man for 7 years, and when she got to the end of the book, she realized in her own personal situation, this man was never going to marry her, and she wanted to be married. And she got her things, and she left him.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that testimony. That's important. Self-worth and self-value, they're important. And so what would you say is the thing that connects in your businesses? Because you have more than one business. You do more than write. So definitely tell us about the other things you do and also how they all connect.
Okay. I am also an educator, and I will just say this, Dr. Stevie. I know my relationship with God is probably not everybody's or the typical relationship that most people think about when they have a relationship with God. And so I mentioned earlier he gave me the gift of writing, but he also gave me the gift of teaching. And so I remember leaving high school, and my mother was an educator and a principal, and she wanted me to go to college and go into education. I'm like, I am not dealing with anybody's bad kids. Oh, no, thank you. I will pass. And I got a degree in criminal justice. And the criminal justice system caused me to be in schools every day to monitor children. And I was there so much assisting teachers with how to manage the behavior so we could keep kids out the criminal justice system. And I finally just decided to say, okay, you know what, I'm here every day. Like, I work at these schools. The secretaries had gotten to the point where I didn't even have to sign in. They were like, okay, go ahead, we know. And so I decided to go into teaching. So I ended up going into teaching. But the whole thing was I had said I was never going to be a teacher. I didn't want to be bothered with anybody's bad children is what I had said. I ended up going into teaching, working with the children who had the most severe behavior problems that would throw a desk at you, a book at you, curse you out, and then 10 minutes later give you a hug. So that's why I said I know my relationship with God is really different because I believe God has a sense of humor, especially when it's come to me. And whenever I've said I'll never do something, it's like God has put me in a position to do the very thing that I said I would never do, but not only to do it, but to do it with a level of excellency because whenever I do something, I want it to reflect him and what he's done in my life and it to just be awesomely amazing. And so I had the background of dealing with severe behaviors and emotional behaviors. And so I've started a nonprofit company called Brush It Off. And a lot of times people will tell people, oh, you need to just brush it off. You need to just let it go. Well, if people could really brush things off and let it go, they would. You know, people I found who are very angry don't want to be angry. They just don't know how to manage that. And so my company, Brush It Off, we provide plushies and workshops to help people deal with their anger. And for people who may not know what plushies are, they're very, very similar to the Build-A-Bear concept. Only thing is I go to different locations or I can do virtual events to help people compose their plushies and put them together and have a takeaway. And we do that with date night as well. And then the other thing that I do is massage therapy, and I help people manage their stress through massage therapy. And I also create candles. Our candles are really soothing. The oil can be used to massage into your skin, and I custom create scents for people and businesses. And so all of these gifts and businesses that God has given me allows me to be able to work with people to manage their stress levels with creative means because we know there are a lot of vices in the world people can turn to when they become stressed, but I like to help people do it in a positive and a healthy manner. So thank you, Dr. Stevie, for allowing me to talk about the other businesses.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And so I want to ask you about the literary consultations that you do and what invaluable insights do you provide to new authors with that?
The literary consults that I provide to people, because I publish, but I'm at a point where I'm only publishing my works. And so I help people, especially new authors, who are trying to, who have a book in them, and maybe they've been sitting with this book for years and years, but they want to get it out, but they don't know quite where to start, what to do. I help them with that. If they want to self-publish, I guide them through the process of self-publishing under their own company. So I pretty much help them set up their own publishing company to be able to publish for themselves. And if they need guidance with writing, I do some guidance with that. But my main thing is I am really like their cheerleader and just giving them that nudge and that push and that accountability, because a lot of times people have had these ideas and these books for years when they come to me. I'm like, and you're going to let another year go by? Because none of us are promised any more time. We don't know. So it's like you would love to get that out and not die with that book, on your computer or in your cloud or whatever. And so I help them with that. And I also help people who are trying to self-publish, because it's not a cheap process, how to obtain sponsors. I call it, using other people's money, and I'm real good at that. So I help them get sponsors in creative ways with finding the money to make their dream of becoming a published author come to fruition. I believe that your dream shouldn't be hindered because your finances may not look like what you want them to look like. You can get around that.
I love that. And so just because I know the audience is wanting me to ask this, what is one such way that you could get around financing your dreams? What is one hot tip?
One hot tip, and I did this with my first book that I published. Anybody that I had done business with, I went to them and asked them if they would be a sponsor for my book. And I didn't ask low-level type of businesses. I asked the dealership that I purchased my car from, and they became a sponsor. I asked the bank that I bank with all the time and have numerous accounts, and they became a sponsor. So think big, don't think little, and don't be afraid to ask.
Period. And so I wanted to ask you a question that we ask everyone who comes to the conversation. It is a fill-in-the-blank question, and it goes, Dr. Stevie, we cannot leave the conversation today without everyone knowing. And go ahead and fill in the blank, and then in a moment we'll get your contact information.
Dr. Stevie, we cannot leave this conversation without everyone knowing that they deserve to live life to the fullest and not settle.
I love that. Yes. Any last words that you have for us?
I would just say, I know people have burning desires and things that they want to pursue. I would say this year, do it. Stop wanting, stop thinking about it. A lot of times we overthink things. Just do it. Even if you have to do it afraid, do it.
Just do it, yes. And please do give us your contact information.
Sure. I can be contacted on social media. I am Nicole Bradley Candle Co. on Instagram, Nicole Bradley Candle Co. on TikTok. On Facebook, I am MZ, Z as in Zeta, Nicole R. Bradley. And then my website is www.NicoleBradleyCandles.com, or I'm at IamNicoleBradley.com.
All right. So, you guys, you've heard from Nicole Bradley. You've heard where to reach her. You know all of the things that she can help you with. Definitely make it happen. I am super excited that you were here, Nicole. Great catching up with you. Thank you so much for informing us of what you're doing and how we can support and all the things.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was really great being here with you and being able to catch up with you as well. Thank you again.
You are welcome. So, you all, everybody, pull up on her and know this. if you need me for anything, just know how to spell my first name correctly. You can spell it Stevii, and then go to Stevii.com, again, Stevii.com, where I have a free gift over there for you that will teach you how to increase your visibility, credibility, and cash quickly. So I want to tell you to make it a great day. Don't have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and yes, you too have the power to do so. Bye for now.